Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the channel. And what we've got lined up for this morning is NVIDIA filters and how it can transform your Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We are at the beautiful Florence this morning in Italy. We're going to be doing a flight to Catania. And when we get up in the air, we're going to show you what we can do with the filters and all the settings that I have in my sim. So without further ado, let's go and take off. A beautiful sunrise this morning as we depart Florence. Flaps 3 takeoff. And okay, and we look as if we're already lined up, and let's depart.
Stabilized. Flex set. Airspeed alive.
Okay, 100 knots.
100 knots.
And V1.
V1. Rotate.
And rotate.
Positive climb.
Gear going up.
Gear up.
Okay.
Flaps 2.
Okay, as we climb out of Florence, we'll shortly go through the settings that I have. Climb thrust.
Climb set. Flaps 1.
Beautiful scenery as we depart Italy. Okay, we'll wait till flaps up, and we will continue with the NVIDIA settings. Okay, flaps up.
Flaps up.
Okay, right. Let's get started then. Right. Okay. Before we start, we'll talk about off the bat what we need to check out. So your monitor settings have default brightness, contrast, and all different settings like that. That is where you need to set your good base from, basically. The settings that I will show you in just a moment, they may not work on your monitor because you've got a different brightness setting than I have, or a different contrast setting than I have, and they do make a massive difference. So you can use these settings as a base and see how you get on. I've recently changed the settings to a more colorful, more vibrant atmosphere. So I think I've got it settled with these ones. They are also different at night time. The daytime ones don't necessarily work for night with the brightness and stuff like that. So, but luckily NVIDIA filters give you 3 options or 3 profiles that you can select. Right, let's continue flying here, and we'll go into the settings. Right, okay, so many of you, if you've got GeForce Experience, the old GeForce Experience, the UI might be slightly different, but I use the new NVIDIA app, which is actually so much better. So what we'll do, we'll bring the filters up here, and I've got a keybind associated with bringing the filters, and you can change these on the fly. Now, let's just have a look at how the sim looks like with my settings. So this is as they are there. If we click on the filters, and the 0 filter is basically the vanilla flight sim MSFS setting. So we'll now switch that onto that, and we'll just see what a difference that is. Now, as you can see, that is the default setting. Now, that might be nice for some people. For me, it's not very sharp, and the colors, I don't know. This is all personal preference. Okay, so we'll just switch on to my filter here, and then we'll see the difference. So you can see the massive difference. So we'll switch it off, and we'll switch it on. So there you go. Right, let's go into the actual settings here. Now, some of these may not be available for you, depending on your graphics card. If you've got an RTX card, then most of these will be available. So let's start with dynamic vibrance. So I've got this set at 20% with a saturation boost of 0. We then go into the detail setting here. So this brings the sharpening up and down. We've got sharpen at 30, clarity at 10, HDR toning at 2, and bloom of 8. Just to demonstrate the difference in how these settings do transform your sim. There's the bloom at 71, which is quite extreme, and we can set that back down to 8 there. Let's have a look at something else that changes the sim quite a lot. So the sharpen obviously changes that, and if we go into the aircraft a little bit nearer, we'll be able to demonstrate that somewhat better. So the sharpen, you can see there is a massive difference. I've forgotten what I had that on now. Sharpen, I think 30, I think something like that. Okay, so that's the details one. So let's go sort of a little bit further out and play with the rest of the settings here. So game filters, they have free profiles available for you. So if you want to start a fresh profile, you can just click on that box, and that will start off with no filters whatsoever, and you add the filters. So to add the filters, you press the plus button, and it then appears in your top bar here. Let's go and have a look at the brightness and contrast. So these are quite extensive settings that change your sim quite a bit now. If we go to the exposure, if we turn it, so we're -8. So if we turn the exposure, it becomes quite bright there. And under certain weather conditions, this might be something to play with. But for now, on normal fair conditions, I set that to -8. Contrast, that's another big one. If we've got 16 there, so as you can see, that basically puts your contrast up and down. This is why it's important that your monitor settings, do your contrast from your monitor first, and see how you get on. So we'll push that contrast back at 20 there. So highlights as well, I don't really touch these much, but highlights 12 and shadows 30, and the gamma, obviously that affects the brightness again if you want a gamma 68, but I just leave that at 0. And the final one is the color. That's quite a big one here, especially the temperature. So if we've got -4 at the moment, so you can make it a very warm looking or a very cold looking sim. But I've settled for about -2 there. that sets it quite nicely. Tint color, that slightly changes it. So tint color, tint intensity. There you go. That's quite extreme. I probably wouldn't bother with any of them two. And vibrance. This is what brings your color. So if you can, so we've got it on 48. So you can make it a little bit like a black and white. There is a filter for black and white for this, but to bring the color, and if you put it right to the other scale, it's quite vibrant. So if we switch it back to 48, there you go. Right, so they are my settings, what I've got there. They are available in my Discord. So to start a new setting, or basically just go on to profile 3, you'll have a blank one here, and then basically that starts off with I have got some settings in there, but you can delete in that profile you can delete whatever filters you've got already. The RTX dynamic vibrance is available in all profiles, no matter which one you select. I've got a preset 2 here, which brings it a bit lighter. So for cockpits like the ATR, which are quite notoriously dark, that can brighten up the cockpit. But also the downside to that, it also brightens up the outside as well. So use that sparingly if you can. If you're a person that sits in the cockpit all the time, then that's pretty good for brightening up the ATR. But they're the ones that I've set there. As you can see, they're a lot darker, and they're quite vibrant. Nighttime settings, I've not really messed too much with that. I will be doing a preset for night as we go ahead. But they're the settings. Like I said, if you've got any issues or anything like that, or any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us on Discord and the stream. Just another note as well, when you update your drivers with the filters, there is a possibility that these profiles will be deleted, and you'll have to so if you clear your shader cache, that will also reset all of these. So make sure you write them down. Make sure you write all the figures down, so you can remember which settings you had. Like I say, I've got some the settings on my Discord in text, should you wish to refer back. Right, and that is the conclusion of the NVIDIA filters. They are very much a game changer, and you can't really break the sim with it. Not like Reshade, which is quite aggressive. I find the NVIDIA filters the best option. So I'm going to be flying off to Catania now, and hope you have a lovely day. Until the next stream, we'll catch you later. Bye bye.